Happy New Year, folks. Join me today for the year in review recap of 2023, and make sure you stick around to the end for advice to buyers and sellers on navigating 2024. Roll the intro. Higher interest rates have slammed Waterloo Region for the second year in a row, leading to a shocking 20-year low in annual sales. We haven't seen sales this low since Y2K. So with that in mind, let's take a look at total sales. A total of 6,623 residential homes were sold through the MLS system in Waterloo Region, which is down almost 15% compared to 2022 and down over 23% compared to the previous 5-year average. Total residential sales in 2023 included 3,901 detached homes, 457 semis, 1,339 townhomes, and 904 condo units. So that gives us a good overview of activity. Let's take a look at average prices. 2023 started off with a frigid sales environment. This is typical for the beginning of the year, historically, so sales last year were really slow. Things started to heat up as we got into the end of February and March. We started seeing prices climb, and prices topped out in May. Some neighborhoods we were in June, but overall the graph shows May. Then we had the Bank of Canada raise the rates in June and consecutively in July, and you see the graph coming straight down towards the end of the year. The year-to-date average price of a detached home was just under $918,000, which represents a 6.1% decrease compared to 2022. Semis sat just under $678,000, while townhomes were just over $653,000. And lastly, condos sat just under $482,000. Now let's wrap things up with volume. In 2023, there were 11,528 new listings added to the MLS system in KW and area, which is down over 14% compared to 2022. There were 779 homes available for sale in an active status at the end of December. This is an increase of 36% compared to December of 2022 and 5.8% above the previous 10-year average of 736 listings for December. There were 1.4 months of inventory at the end of December. This is an increase of almost 56% compared to 2022. The average number of days to sell in 2023 was 19, compared to 14 days in 2022 and a previous 5-year average of 18 days. Recently, some of the most common questions I get asked are, when are the interest rates going to get lowered? And what's going to happen with prices in 2024? When should I buy? When should I sell? What do I do? So here's my outlook for 2024. This year, there's going to be 4 monetary policy announcements from the Bank of Canada. The next one is on January 24th. We're going to have another one in March, another one in April, and then the next one will be in June after that, and so on and so forth. What's happening with the market right now is it's heavily influenced by many factors, including the interest rates and affordability. Affordability has gone down significantly for Canadians and buyers and sellers like yourselves that are watching this channel. Currently, right now, my hot take is the next monetary policy announcement on the 24th of January, they're gonna hold the rate, they're not gonna do anything with it. I don't think they're gonna do anything in March, and they're not gonna do anything in April. CMHC is predicting that 2.2 million mortgages are gonna be renewing in 2024 and 2025. And this is a pretty significant stat if you're looking at the market as a whole. Real estate is a huge part of the Canadian GDP, and we're getting to the point now where if we crash the market, it will heavily influence other industries that are related to the real estate market. So my hot take is they're not gonna let the market crash significantly. It has to come down, they have to adjust for inflation and control all of these factors, but they're not gonna let things crash. That being said, we're still seeing the effects of these interest rate hikes now. It doesn't just happen instantaneously. So as time goes on, we're still seeing the effects of these interest rate hikes. And as new mortgage renewals happen, this will have an influence on the market as well. My prediction is the Bank of Canada will be slow to move on reducing the actual interest rate. I think for the next 3 consecutive Bank of Canada announcements in January, March, and April, the rate will stay the same. We're not gonna get a reduction. They'll ride it out a couple months into the June announcement, and I think they'll likely reduce the rate a little bit then. What does that mean to you as a buyer and as a seller? Well, currently right now, there is not a lot of inventory on the market. So if you're a buyer in this market, there's slim pickings for you. Inventory levels have come down significantly. This is typical for the beginning of the year. So we're seeing multiple offers come back with some properties. Some properties that have been sitting on the market for quite some time are getting sold. So this is something to consider if you have to buy in this market. Might make sense to hold off a little bit if you want to get something specific. If you're a seller, then the million-dollar question I always get asked is, should I sell now? Should I wait till the spring? Should I wait till the end of the year? That's all up to your personal circumstance. If you're thinking about selling now or in the next few months, it might make sense to list sooner than later because you're gonna have less competition in your neighborhood and in the community competing against your listing. So when there's less selection, the buyers only have a handful of homes to choose from, you're gonna get more attention in your home and hopefully get a timely sale then. Everyone wants to time the market. When is the bottom? And am I buying at the peak? Are prices still too high, etc.? At the end of the day, no one really knows what's gonna happen with interest rates, what's gonna happen with prices, but I do know this, they can't keep falling forever. And when is the bottom? That's the question that everyone asks. And if you need to buy now and you're gonna be living in this home long-term, 3, 5, 10 years, this is gonna be a blip. It's not even gonna matter in a decade from now. What I will tell you is, when folks aren't optimistic about the market, that's when the best opportunities can present themselves if you look back in the rearview mirror. And at the time, someone can say, I told you so, but no one really knows. People are scared. When you're unsure, you're not gonna make a decision to jump into something that's uncertain. But eventually the rates will come down. When the rates will come down, the prices will go up because there will be more buyers that will be confident, they'll get into the market and the demand will increase. And inevitably, prices will have to go up after that. When that's gonna be, who knows? Whether it's 3 months, 6 months, another year from now, who knows? At the end of the day, you have to do what's right for you and your situation. What are your thoughts on the year ahead? Let me know, leave a comment below. And if you're thinking of buying or selling in 2024, reach out to me, shoot me a DM, shoot me an email, and don't forget to subscribe and follow us on social media. We'll see you on the next one.